Welcome back. So in the last section we saw the SI unit of power that is equal to joules per second, and we usually call this unit as watt. And similarly, 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. This horsepower unit is a conventional unit, and for historical reasons we are still carrying it over. So if we have to describe a power which has very high magnitude, then we usually take the help of horsepower in describing that power. So remember, these two units are the units of power. And now we will see one more unit that is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour. Okay. This is a unit for work done. Always remember, kilowatt hour is not the unit for power, rather it is a unit for work done. Okay, so if we want to convert this unit into SI units, then how can we do it? We know that power is equal to work done divided by time, and hence work done will be equal to power into time. So here the unit of work done is 1 kilowatt hour. Okay, this is a very commonly used unit for work done, so that's why we are trying to convert this unit into SI units. To do so, we will have to convert kilowatt into watt, that is equal to 10 to the power 3 watt, into we need to convert R into seconds, that is 3600 seconds, and this comes out to be 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule. So we have a unit 1 kilowatt hour, which is very popularly used unit for work done, and we have converted this unit into joules, SI unit, and it comes out to be 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule. We usually have seen these units watt and kilowatt hour in our electricity bills, but this does not mean that these two units are only used for electricity units. It can be used equally well for mechanical units as well. For example, if I lift a book from ground to shelf, then I must have done some work. I can describe this work done by me in throwing or in lifting that book into the shelf in terms of kilowatt hour. In other sense, we can see that if a footballer is trying to do work on football, then we can also describe that work done in terms of kilowatt hour. Okay, I mean to say, only electric units are not described in watt and kilowatt. Rather, we can happily describe any mechanical work done or any mechanical power as well in terms of watt and kilowatt. Okay, this is the meaning of these two units that are often used in our daily life. Okay, now in this section we will try to define the power of a force which is acting on a particle like object, and due to this application of constant force F, this particle like object is moving with a constant velocity v. In this situation we will try to find out the power of this force, power due to this force F. Okay, so we know that power by any force is equal to work done by that force, by that force, and time taken in completing that work. Okay, so we know that if a constant force F is getting applied on a particle which is moving with a velocity v, then in that case work done by that force comes out to be F vector dot displacement vector dot vector f vector dot displacement vector divided by time. Okay, so we usually write this as f vector dot d vector divided by the time t. Okay, and this we can write as f into displacement, we can write as d, or we can say that x cos phi divided by time. Phi is the angle between f vector and displacement x vector. Now we are trying to consider at a particular time t. We want to find out the power of this force at that particular time t. Then we can see here f into dx cos phi by dt, and that comes out to be f dx by dt into cos phi, and dx by dt is nothing but velocity v of this particle into cos phi, and that becomes equal to f vector dot v vector. Henceforth, power due to this force P at any time t will be equal to f vector dot v vector. So in this section we analyzed that if we are continuous force F is getting applied on a particle like object, due to which this particle moves with a velocity v, then power delivered by this force at any point in time t comes out to be f vector dot v vector. Okay, this is a kind of mechanical power due to this force F. That's it for the day. Thank you.